We are back. Breakdown and predictions time. But you can see, man, it's not the UFC. Nah. We already did that. We already did the Shanghai breakdown and predictions. Go check that out if you haven't. We're back to the Ohio scene, man. AFP 8 goes down tomorrow night in Wilmington, Ohio. I will be there on commentary. So if you're there, come say what's up. It is time to break down this card. And I've been doing this lately for the Ohio cards. I did the Cage Thunder card. People loved it. Ego card. People loved it. Did really good on my Cage Thunder predictions. Did so-so in the Ego predictions. So I'm looking to bounce back here on the AFP predictions. My third promotion I'm hitting up. Very, very excited to do this. Again, I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win, why I think they're going to win, based off of what I know, based off of analysis, and just based off of, knowledge. My knowledge. Because I have a weird tism about mixed martial arts. So I'm going to try to use it to tell you who I think is going to win these fights. That being said, I'm not telling anyone to bet on anyone specific. This is just my thoughts and opinions. This is just for fun. That being said, this just for fun means this isn't malicious. This isn't out of hatred if I pick you to lose. It's something like that. It's just me making predictions, bro. Prove me wrong. If I pick you to lose, prove me wrong. Tell me I suck. Flip me off. Crotch chop me. I don't care. Do whatever you got to do, bro. Whatever makes you feel better. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm just one guy. Don't let my one guy opinion upset you. We're all grown men here. You know what I'm saying? Let's be cool about it. And women. There's women on the card, too. So, let's be cool about it. Let's be cool about it. I feel like there's something else I was going to bring up before I get into it. The card itself, it's just a good card. There's good amateur fights, good amateur title at the end, and good pros. Of course, a pro main event. We'll get into all of that. Very excited for this one. Like I said, thank you, AFP, for letting me be there doing commentary once again. I had my last fight there. I did commentary for them back in April. It's a good time. AFP puts on a great show. Tomorrow's going to be a great show. If you can't make it, Spectation Sports for the pay-per-view. You'll hear my voice the whole time. It'll be a good time. I can promise you that. I think that's it, man. We gotta get into it. There's a lot of fights here, so let's get into it. First fight of the night. Well, amateur light heavyweight division. Jacob Ray Ross. Taking on Cody Michaels. We start with Jacob. He's 2-2, Team G-Force. 25 years old, and he's 5'9", from Bethel, Ohio. 2-2 in his career. Both of his wins are finishes. Both of his losses are finishes. This dude does not mess around with the judges. One of his losses was at AFPIC to Alexander Colette, who was an amateur champion for Made Man Promotions. Now he's an undefeated 2-0 pro. So that's a pretty okay loss to have, you know what I'm saying? You look at Cody Michaels. Cody, one thing I see, no gym. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. But if you've been here before, you know when it comes to these predictions, if you're an amateur, or not amateur, if you're an independent fighter, 99.9% of the time, I'm not going to pick you. It's hard. You can't beat training. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat training. So if you're not training at a gym, it's going to be hard to pick you. That being said, sometimes Tapology is wrong. Some of these fights, all the information I got is Tapology only. Sometimes that's wrong. So maybe these guys do have a gym and I don't know it. I'm just using what I have. Nothing's going to be perfect, etc., whatever. But when you look at Cody, bro, his first fight was back in 2014. That was 12 years ago. I was 10. I was in the fourth grade. And he beat Josh Smith, no relation to me. And then he lost to Matt Matlock in his next fight in 2015. Then doesn't fight again all the way to 2023, where he loses in the first round at Cage Thunder 23. And now we're in 2026. So he had 3 years off again. Had a canceled fight back in 2025 against Connor Hina. Again, also not me. Now he's taking on Jacob Ray Ross. You know, Jacob Ray Ross, he's been active. I love saying his name. I'm going to say it every time. He's been active. He's getting finishes. He's at a gym. He's younger. All that it all plays in favor of Jacob Ray Ross to win this fight. So I think I am going to pick Jacob Ray Ross to win this fight over Cody Michaels. We move on to the next fight of the night. And that is right here. Two debut guys going at it. Javon Hayes versus Kason Holmes. Case in point, we'll start with Javon Hayes. He's 31 years old, 5'11", out of Columbus, and right there, bro, I don't see a gym. He was supposed to fight Joe Terry, his first fight. If I remember, Joe Terry is from Strong Style. No thanks, man. He's taking on Kason Holmes. Kason Holmes, let's learn about him a little bit. I don't know what he is. 5'11" from Berlin Heights, Ohio, but he's from Iron and Soul. He is from a gym. Sometimes that's all you need. Jesse Murray, obviously AFP knows Jesse Murray. You know, there's a lot of good names you'll see. Alfonso Morales was also just fought for AFP not too long ago. You'll see familiar names. You know what I'm saying? And that's enough, dude. He's training at a gym. Another guy, 3-0 from there that just fought for AFP, and Matt. So, you see, he's training at a gym. It looks like Javon Hayes is not. Like I said, could be wrong. I'm just using Tapology, especially for 2 debuters, bro. There's not a lot of information that I can get. So, I got to use what I got. And the resources that I got is that it's Iron and Soul versus Independent. I'm taking Iron and Soul every time. So, give me Kason Holmes to win this fight over Javon Hayes. That moves us up to the next fight. 2 more debuters. We got Jaden Hendricks. Not Jimmy. Jaden. I don't see a gym from Medina, Ohio, 5'11". This is his only, of course, his debut. He's taking on Corey Wollenberg, who is from VO2 Fitness. Also his debut. Was supposed to fight on this card originally against someone else in Darren Hoskins. Now he's taking on Jaden Hendricks. Again, we got an independent, possibly, give or take, taking on a guy from VO2 Fitness. VO2 Fitness, great gym. Bad Matt Adams. Aaron Bush. Whatever happened to Aaron Bush, bro? Trevon Eller. Robert Presley, who we'll talk about later. Jade Batrash, who we'll talk about later. The Slim Reaper, Ray Taylor, fights in like 30 minutes for the LFA. Keegan Gallagher. Tyler Talley, who we'll talk about later. Brody Rutledge. Landon Bray. He's had 2 first-round knockouts. You know, there's a lot of good fighters that train at this gym. And now I'm taking that over a guy that hasn't fought yet, and Jaden Hendricks has a good chance. Is taking this on somewhat of a short notice because, like I said, Corey Wollenberg was supposed to have a fight this night against somebody else. That being said, a lot of that leans in the favor of Corey Wollenberg. So I'm taking Corey to win this fight over Jaden Hendricks. Let's move on. Jeez, my nose, bro. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Anyway, we move on to the heavyweight division. Michael Henderson versus Austin White. This fight's going to be fun. You talk about Michael Henderson. I think of one fight, and I think of that fight with Wes Armstrong. That fight was an absolute banger. I watched it in person back almost a year ago now. A little over a year ago now, AFP 103. We lost by majority decision to Wes Armstrong. I mean, he took Wes to hell and back. He took him to war. We'll talk about Wes a little bit later. He had his eyes swollen up all the way out here. Looked like a cartoon. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. It was a good fight. And he won his first fight before that by Kimura in round 1. Now he's taking on Austin White. He also does train at Legacy Martial Arts Academy in Richmond, Indiana. He's 20 years old, younger than me too. Good lord, bro. Why is everyone on this card younger than me? I'm not old. I just turned 22. God dang it. We move on. Let's talk about Austin, man. Austin, 6'2", 30 years old. Thank you, Austin, for being a good man. Fighting out of Columbus, and he's an immortal martial arts guy, bro. Woo! 2-1 in his career. First one is at Renegade Rumble. Shout out Renegade Rumble. That's crazy. He won his last fight at OCL in 2024, so he's been gone for about 2 years. His only loss is to Mark here. I'm not going to try to say his last name. I'm going to screw it up. Man of Faith, Mark. Dude's a dog. He's 5-1. He lost his debut and then went on a 5-fight winning streak, pretty much choking out everybody, and then winning the OCL middleweight, right? Yeah, middleweight title, and then defending it successfully in his next fight. Dude is a dog, so that's not a loss to shake your head at. Michael Henderson is very tough, though. He's very raw, pause, but like very green-ish. The last time I saw him, again, that was a year ago now, though. So he could be, I'm assuming, a lot better now. I think this fight's going to be fun. It's going to be closer than most people think. But I still think I'm going to take Austin White to win this fight. Man, he has been gone for 2 years, though. Does Henderson catch him? Maybe Henderson catches him. He's younger. He's been more active. Am I second-guessing live right now, bro? Maybe he catches Austin White. I mean, White's training with very good guys in Immortal Martial Arts. Like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, bro. Matt Brown. Mark Coleman is there. Josiah Harrell. AJ Dobson. Mats Metzger. Cameron Kinsing. Miles Robinson. Josh Pereira. There's Cam Jenkins. Wes Armstrong. Ahmad, 2 times Ahmad, might be the best, one of the best nicknames in all of combat sports. Great guys training out of this gym, you know what I'm saying? So that makes me want to go, in his favor, man. This is tough. This is very tough. I think I am going to go, it was my gut instinct, so I think I'm going to go with Austin White to win this fight in a fun fight. This should be a fun back and forth fight. with Michael Henderson, but I think I am going to take Austin White. Henderson, too, trying to get his get back because Wes Armstrong, again, from Immortal Martial Arts. So, should be a fun fight, but I think I'm going to go with Austin White to win that one. We move up. We go down to 135. We got Gavin Pegas. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, brother. 19 years old, of course. VO2 Fitness making his second walk to the cage. I almost said his debut. He has a loss in his first fight to Bobby Nye at OCL 44. But he's taking on Ashton Mecklenburg. I don't see a gym. And also 19 years old. His last fight was for Griggs Entertainment, which I believe is in Indiana. GE Fights Showtime. Hey, they did a show about me. Yeah, that was in Indiana. He won by forearm choke in the second round. Do I dive into that? A forearm choke. And he lost his first fight to Aiden Bean. That's a rough first fight to have. The Midwest Mangler is now 3-0, 3 submissions. Brown belt jiu-jitsu, good wrestler. Looked good in his last fight. This fight's interesting. Again, no gym though. Coming from, I believe he's probably from Indiana. Fighting out of Indiana. Taking on a guy who's young, who's green in his first fight against Bobby Nye. Bobby Nye was 3 fights deep at the time. I'm taking Gavin to win this fight. He's from a gym, a good gym in VO2 Fitness. We talked about him a lot already. He lost his first fight, but he's definitely green in that fight because he's 19 now. In April, he was 8. Was he 18 then? Yeah, he was 18 when he fought that fight. So yeah, I think he's learned a lot from them. He's gonna be better. He's gonna bounce back against Ashton Mecklenburg, and he's gonna win this fight. Next fight. Where are we at? Right here. Garrett Pig with 2 G's taking on Mark Lowry, 2 debuters. Looks like everybody's picking Pig. Anyway, let's get into it. Ooh, I think I see why too. Garrett Pig, 19 years old. Of course he is, bro. Queen City Grappling, very good gym, 6'4". And of course, making his debut from Miamisburg, taking on Mark Lowry. He's from Frostbite Val, Tudo, Ohio. Where is this at? This in Tip City? That ain't that far from me. That threw me off. I was like, wait a minute. They're in Tip City. Anyway, back to business here. 2 debut guys. All I got is their gyms. And if I'm putting gyms side by side, Mark Lowry, according to Tapology, might be it says he's the only guy that trains there. I highly doubt it. But anyway, Garrett Pig is from Queen City, bro. And Queen City is loaded with good fighters. You got Anthony Jagle. You got Zachary Westland, who we'll talk about later. Colby McDonald, who we'll talk about later. You know, some names you'll recognize. Rylan Kimball, who just had a good fight on a CFFC against Drake Batista. So, yeah. That being said, I think I'm going to take Mr. Pig, Garrett Pig here, to win this fight over Mark Lowry at AFP 8. We move on. I feel this sneeze has been building, and it's not coming. This fight's good, though, right here. Wes Armstrong versus Israel Tashunze. I believe that's how you say that. If it's not, I apologize. I commentated his last fight. Very fun fight. This whole fight right here is very fun. We'll talk about Wes Armstrong first. 3-1. Won his first fight. First round TKO. 21 seconds. Then he had that good fight I talked about with Michael Henderson. Then he came back and beat Alfred Donzo in his next fight. First round. Rear naked choke. All for AFP. Then he gets the title shot back in February against CJ Parker and gets knocked out in round 3. Now he's back taking on an undefeated opponent in Israel Tashunze. I'm so sorry. He's from Team Relentless. I watched his last fight against Bryce Pomeroy. That was it was a good fight, but I feel like he wasn't pulling the trigger. He's going to have to pull the trigger against Wes Armstrong. His other 2 wins are finishes, so you know he can pull the trigger. This fight's fun, man. I'm very torn on this fight, honestly. You know, Israel, too, in his last fight, like I said, I was on commentary. He said he's the best heavyweight in Ohio. He said 100% he's the best heavyweight in Ohio. And now he's got to prove it against Wes Armstrong, man. This is a good fight. Of course, Wes Armstrong, Immortal Martial Arts, like we talked about. 33 years old. Wes. Hey, man, you look younger than 33. I'll give you that. How old's Israel? Nobody knows. Okay. Anyway. This fight, though, like I said, very fun fight here. I'm kind of torn right now. That's why I'm like, what's the word? Procrastinating on making a pick here? Oh, man, I think Wes has fought better competition. He's fought better competition. He's tasted defeat before. He's looking to bounce back. Israel was a little he held back a lot in his last fight. He's a little too cautious, I think. And I feel like he can't do that against Wes Armstrong. He's gonna have to pick up the pace. So he might have to fight a little different than what he's used to. It's a close fight. It's very close, but I think I'm going to lean Wes Armstrong to win this heavyweight matchup. That fight I'm very excited for. That is a sleeper fight of the night pick right there. But we move on. We got the ladies. We got the women. Let's go. We got Janice Mourner versus Maya King. Janice making her debut, 20 years old, out of 675 top team. Where's that? Richmond, Indiana. We got more Indiana people coming in. Anyway, she's born 2006, bro. She's 20. This is crazy that everyone's younger than me. This is her MMA debut. She did have a kickboxing match that looks like back in 2024. She's taking on Maya King. Maya 0-1. Lost her first fight by rear naked choke to Barra Clark. But hey, let me remind you, she's undefeated 3-0. Just won on CFFC. Also by rear naked choke. Excuse me. Very good fighter is Barra Clark. So that's a rough first fight to get. Janice, like I said, she's got the kickboxing. Coming from Indiana, so she's probably going to be a striker. This one's interesting. This one is interesting. Maya, we don't know how old Maya is. What weight is this at? Hold on now. So this is at flyweight. So Janice is cutting some weight from her last fight, because her last fight said she was at bantamweight. Let's see. Let's double check. It was at bantamweight. So she's cutting weight. She might be a little bit bigger than Maya. I don't know how much weight Maya cuts. She's from Ohio Fitness and Martial Arts Center. If you know, that's Jade Sheely. That's Deacon Salchuk, Gabriel Harris, Tobias Mendoza. We got the Zombie Cowboy up there, my boy Nate Murphy. There's a lot of Tyrese Patterson. There's good fighters that train out of that gym, so that's a very good gym to come out of. That being said, I talked a little bit, I think I did, about the maybe I didn't, and I was just thinking it. The competition level from Indiana to Ohio, in the nicest way possible, Indiana, Ohio has more consistently better competition. And I say that, and I think Barra Clark's not even from Ohio. I think she's from Michigan. She is. But you get my point, okay? I think I'm going to go with Maya King here. She had a tough fight in her first fight. That's a rough first fight to get against Barra Clark. She's a natural 125. She's training at a gym that I know more about compared to Janice Moyer's gym. I don't know much about Janice's gym. Like I said, 765 top team. According to this, it looks like everybody's not too deep into their careers right now. I think Maya, I'm assuming, will have the grappling advantage over Janice. I know Janice, just because she did her kickboxing, is really the only thing I'm leaning off of here. Again, both these women technically only have one fight, and Janice is only in kickboxing, so it's really hard to tell. But I think I am going to go with the girl I know a little bit more about. The woman I know more about. I shouldn't say girl, that's rude. That being Maya King. I'm going to pick her to win this fight over Janice Moyner. We move up. Welterweight. Jimmy Thompson versus Dylan Rosser. Let's start with Jimmy. Jimmy making his mixed martial arts debut from Columbus Golden Oak Combat Club in Hilliard, Ohio. Okay? And he's taking on Dylan Rosser, who's undefeated. Won a unanimous decision over Dylan Ross. Maybe he was Dylan Rosser, but they were both Rosser, so somebody had to lose the depending on who won, and Dylan Rosser got to keep it. So Dylan Ross really fought Dylan Rosser? I'm sorry. I'm going on a tangent here. But he's from Nashville, Tennessee. Like I said, won his first fight by unanimous decision at Made Men Promotions back in 2025. And Jimmy, man, there's not much on him. I just know he's from Columbus, Golden Oaks Combat Club, which according to Tapology, he's the only person there, but I doubt, we obviously know that's not how that works. That being said, I'm going to go with the guy that's won before. That's Dylan Rosser, the Menace. He's won before. He's been in there before. He's gone 3 rounds against Dylan Ross, who, yes, is 0-2, but still, this dude has been to 2 fights. He fought Anthony Barr, not the one from the Vikings that broke Aaron Rodgers' collarbone. I'll never forgive that, Anthony Barr. This guy's 2-1, so, going down the rabbit hole here, I think I'm going to pick Dylan Rosser to win this fight over Jimmy Thompson. He's just got more experience. He's fought before. He's from Tennessee. I don't know what the competition's looking like down there in Tennessee, but Tennessee's beautiful, and that might be enough for me to pick him. Maybe he's wrestled a bear or two. We're going to go with Dylan Rosser to win this fight over Jimmy Thompson. Yeah, see, I'm just having fun here. I'm just having a good time. We're just having a good time here. We move on to back to 170. We got two debut guys going at it. We got Christian Collins taking on Joseph Pedrogan. I should probably double check the order of these fights to make sure these are all still on. I'm talking like Tapology's right, and I'll give Tapology some credit. It's usually it's done a good job lately, but I'm making sure that these we're good. Then we're good. These fights are all still on because I talked about Moiner, King, Rosser, Thompson. Yeah, we're good. Anyway, back to it. Christian Collins, Joseph Pedrogan. I'm sorry. Probably getting it wrong. I'm just making it worse. Christian Collins making his debut. Immortal Martial Arts. They're back. Joseph here. Vision MMA. Okay. We got two solid gyms colliding in this fight, and that's really all I have to go off of. Uh-oh. So now I got to pick because of gym. That's rough. Based off what I'm seeing, and all I can see is gym stuff here. I don't know these guys personally. They obviously never fought. I don't know them. So I don't know what their training regimen looks like. I don't know any of this stuff. Literally all I have is their gyms. Based off of that, you look at the competition or who they're training with. Visions don't get me wrong. They have good fighters there. Muhammad, the coach there, is very good. Graham Hunter, one of my favorite fighters in the Ohio scene. Chase Edmonds is a dog, super fun to watch. Muslim's on a 2-fight win streak, doing good. JT Thomason had a great knockout at Ego Fight Series at one point. There's some solid guys here. But if I'm only comparing gyms at this point, you compare that to Immortal Martial Arts, man, we talked about it. Matt Brown, Mark Coleman, Josiah Harrell, AJ Dobson, Max Metzger. It goes on and on and on. If I'm just comparing gyms, I got to go with the Immortal Martial Arts. I got to go with Christian Collins. So give me Christian Collins to win this fight. Let's move on. We're moving pretty quickly here. So quickly that we're at the featherweight championship fight. Here we go. Tyler Talley taking on the defending undefeated champion, Colby the Christian McDonald. We'll start with Tyler. Tyler's interesting because VO2 Fitness, once again, Newark, Ohio. He lost his first fight to Chip Parker, and I'm very, very familiar with Chip Parker. I've caught a lot of his fights. This dude is he's a former champion for Ego Fight Series. I believe he's 4-2, 5-2, 4-2 now. Trains at very good gyms. That's a rough guy to get in your first fight. Then he bounces back and defeats an undefeated opponent in Aiden Kleinberg. Then he defeats Colby Sanders, finishing him in the second round. Then he defeats another undefeated opponent at the time in Drake Lange. Now he's getting the title shot. So he's got the momentum. He's got 3 wins in a row, 2 finishes, 1 decision. Never been finished. But he's taking on the defending champ, Colby McDonald. Queen City Grappling once again. You look at what Colby's done. First round TKO. Second round TKO. Second round submission. Split decision over Juan Goins, who we'll talk about later. And then that win. The win. To win the title against Trace Ricketts, who was undefeated at the time. Mind you now, Trace Ricketts, 7-1 Made Men Promotions featherweight champion. Never finished. Former champion of AFP, knocking out Max Davis. Has wins over Matthew Beans, Matt Dugan, Max Davis, Jordan Oliver. He's got great wins, but he couldn't beat Colby McDonald. Colby's very good. He's very good, 22 years old, someone that's actually same age as me. Let's go. He's a great grappler. Obviously, Queen City Grappling. He's got great wrestling, relentless pressure. Underrated on the feet because this dude will strike a little bit. Tyler Talley, he's a tough dude. He's very well-rounded as well. But, man, I've never seen the fight with Chip Parker. And here's what I got to go off. I've never seen the fight with Chip Parker, but I've seen Chip fight. Chip is a big, strong, take you down, beat you up wrestler. Something very similar to Colby McDonald. And if that's the only guy that's handed Tyler a loss, man, I kind of find it hard to pick him to beat a guy with a similar style who does it, in my opinion, who does it a little bit better than Chip Parker does. And Colby McDonald. So I think I'm going to go with Colby to retain his title here, successfully defend his AFP featherweight title, and move to 6-0 in a hard-fought victory over Tyler Talley, man. I think it's going to be a fun fight. I think there's a chance for the upset because I would assume most people are going to pick against Talley here. But I don't think it's that easy. I think there's a chance for an upset here for Tyler Talley, but I think I am ultimately going to rock with Colby McDonald to retain his championship title. We move on. Next fight. We're going into the pros now. We got Todd Box, the bipolar beast. I don't even have to look. I already know that's what his name is, bro. Demolition guy. He's 1-1. He won his first fight, ground and pound over James Haley, and then he lost back in 2025 in the LFA. Now he's back. Look at his amateur career. Won a title for AFC. What was it? Am I too young to understand what AFC? Oh, Alabama. That's why. Give me Alabama. Alabama Fighting Championship. He won their title down there. Fought some tough guys. Now he's here, taking on Jade Batras, who's making his debut. VO2 Fitness guy once again. Only lost one time as an amateur, as a split decision to Vernal Hawkins, who's a 4-2 amateur mixed martial artist. Won AFP's featherweight title, defeating Kev Buckner. Or OCL's featherweight title, defeating Kev Buckner. And now he's here. Had a cancel fight with Jared Patterson. Now he's taking on Todd Box. This fight's going to be fun. I haven't seen Todd Box in a minute. I don't know what he's been cooking up in there at Demolition. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he's up to. Batras, though, I have seen him fight more recently. This is a fun fight. Both guys, I think both guys are very well-rounded, if I'm being honest. Both guys are very well-rounded. You see the ground and pound there. I was about to allude to it. Todd Box likes to take you down and beat you up. He likes to put you on your back and beat you up. I remember watching that fight with James Haley. I'm pretty sure I fought that night while we're on the rabbit hole. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did. Spingo! There it was. Yeah. So I fought that night. I got to watch that fight. Dominant performance there. Batras, though, like I said, he's fought very good competition on the amateur scene. Has done very well against all of them you see there. Beat a 2-0. Fought a 3-0. Beat a 2-0. Beat a 5-2. It's a close fight. It's a very fun fight, too. Batras younger as well at 25. Todd Box, does he have his age on there? 33. Is going to be younger. He could have that old man strength. Grown man strength. You're not old, Todd. I'm sorry. This one's tough, man. It's tough, but I think I'm going to lead with Jade Batras to win this fight. I think it's going to be close. I'm not as confident in this fight as I was for some of the other ones. I'm just curious to see who this guy is. Don't mind me clicking on stuff. This is going to be a fun fight. It's going to be a close fight. But I think I'm going to lean Jade Batras to win this fight and move to 1-0 as a pro. It's going to be tough for him. I definitely could see Todd winning this just off of experience. But I think I'm going to go with Jade Batras to win this fight over Todd Box. We move on to the next pro fight of the night. A late addition to the card. Elijah Woodruff versus Zaire Bailey. Elijah Spooky Woodruff. He's fun to watch. I called his last fight when he beat Cody Dickershade. Watch your mouth. He won that fight first round TKO. Before that, 30-second finish. Lost to Mark Antonelli. That's a tough one to lose to. That's a tough guy to fight. Anthony McCormick, 1-1 as a pro. He lost a decision there. And then before that, he lost to Jordan Tigg. So he's had tough losses. But he's on a 2-fight win streak. And this dude's intense, bro. His post-fight interview at Empire, I was like, oh my God. Like, this guy is intense. He's taking this fight on short notice. He usually fights at 55, if I'm not mistaken. This fight, of course, at 170. A big win that I notice here. Well, a lot of fun fights, first of all. He fought Liam Hamill, Todd Pickett. Tough guys there. But he has a win over Keston McLean. 5-0 undefeated pro. Let's fought for the LFA. Just beat Mark Antonelli. Beat Nick Wallace, who we know. So that's a good win. Sure, it was at the amateur shows in 20. That was only 2 years ago. And he beat him for a belt. That's a very credible win there. And he's taking on Zaire Bailey. You look at Zaire Bailey. He's 0-3. I don't see a gym. He's coming off of 3 first-round finishes. Or first-round losses. Getting finished 3 times in the first round, I should say. Yeah, go ahead and give me Elijah Woodruff to win this fight over Zaire Bailey. He's coming up in weight class. He's going to be okay. It says Team Hammer, but I'm pretty sure he's also a, why am I blanking? Relentless MMA guy as well. So he kind of does both there. Good gyms. Good fighter. He's going to get the win here. And he's going to move to 4-3. Let's move on to the next fight of the night. My fight I might be most excited for. Co-main event. Bantamweight action. Juan Gohard Goins versus Zachary Westland. This one's fun. Let me tell you why. Juan Goins. Rising Dragons MMA. He's 1-0. He won his first fight by knockout in the second round at AFP 6. I commentated that fight. beautiful striking, good looking cardio, good hands, good power. You look at his amateur work. A finish, a decision, a loss, a decision for a title, a loss to Brent Troyer in a title fight, a loss to Colby McDonald, who we just talked about, in a non-title fight, and then he defended his title versus Joe Layman at Bayfront Brawl for Bizarre Promotions. Then he went pro, and of course he won that fight in the second round. He's fought good guys. Before I get into what I'm going to say, let's talk about Zachary Wesson. You look at Zachary here, Queen City Grappling. Lost his first fight by rear naked choke. Took 2 years off, said, I'm never letting that happen again. Finish. Decision. Beat Elijah Davis. Decision. Wins the title for Coliseum Combat Zone in Pennsylvania. Goes pro. Unanimous decision. And then wins by Kimura. He's 2-0. From what I know, great wrestling background. Dude's a heavy wrestler. And the reason I bring that up, you look at Juan. Colby McDonald, he lost. Great wrestler. Great grappler. Brent Troyer lost. Great wrestler. Great grappler. This fight against Cody got taken down a lot. Got beat up a lot on the ground by Cody. Cody's 0-3. 0-4 now. But had good wrestling. And Juan Goins was struggling with that wrestling. So when you look at it, it's a no. I'm not saying Zachary Wesson's only a wrestler. But when you look at it, it's kind of a no-brainer to what he should do. He should take down Juan in this fight. Juan's got good striking, good power, good hands. He has the ability to knock anybody out. But Zachary Wesson has that ability of being a very good wrestler to take down Juan, put him on the ground where Juan has shown that he's struggled, you know? It's interesting. It's an interesting fight because I think it's a striker versus grappler matchup here. And when I look at it, I'm leaning Zachary Wesson to win this fight. Like I said, he's a very good, well-rounded fighter, but has a great decorated wrestling background. He's coming from a good gym. And his style seems to so far be the kryptonite for Juan Goins. What he struggled with the most is them wrestlers, them heavy grapplers with good cardio. That seems to be what he struggles with. So I respect him, and he knows that. And so I respect him from going in here and facing what he knows he struggles with the most in high-pressure, heavy wrestlers. He's trying to defeat what he's always struggled with. I respect that a lot, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it done tomorrow night. So I am going to go with Zachary Wesson to win this fight over Juan Goins. I think that's going to be my fight tonight. I'm very, very excited for that fight. It's the fight I'm most excited for. But I'm going to go Zachary Wesson to win that fight. We move on to now the main event of said evening. The main event of AFP 8 is right here in front of your face. We got Gage, Game Over is what I wanted to say. Gage Game Over Mitchell taking on Robert the Warrior Presley. Bantamweight action here. Let's talk about it. Gage Mitchell, 3-3. Hayes MMA, Mayhem MMA. I'm assuming this is Kentucky. Yes, it is. You look at his record. He's 3-3 right now. Has some grappling matches in there. First round TKO win. Triangle choke win. TKO win. Lost by triangle to Josh Pereira. That's a tough one to lose because you had to fight Josh Pereira. Went all the way to the third round with Josh Pereira, by the way. Loses a decision on CFFC, and loses a decision to Christian Yanestrea, who I just called his last fight. Dude's 14-5 as a pro. This dude fights just like an Nurmagomedov. He takes you down, smothers you, and beats you up. You know what I'm saying? So, that's a tough guy. That's a tough guy to fight, just in general. You know what I'm saying? And then, so now he's looking to bounce back here. He's had a grappling match and a draw, and then he lost via toe hold in a grappling matches, whatever. We're talking MMA. We're talking about Robert Presley now. 3-2. Back to that VO2 fitness stuff, man. Done a lot of boxing. Anthony Bizarro lost boxing match there. Loses his first fight by TKO. Boxing. Wins his next fight by first round TKO. Boxing. Defeats Branson Price. That's a great win at OCL 37. Then defeats Tony Lichtenberg. Another great win. That was in the first round by finish. And then, of course, his fight with Alex Poirier where he has the illegal knee to a grounded opponent. Call the cops. If you know the Conor McGregor video, either one. It's a legal knee. I'm making myself laugh. But that's what happened. So he's trying to get that bad taste out of his mouth. Because technically he does lose by DQ for breaking said rules. Now he's taking on Gage Mitchell. And the thing is with Gage, 125er, usually. That's what I thought when I saw he fought Christian. I was like, Christian's a 25 champ at OCL, NLC. Flyweight. This fight at CFFC. Flyweight. Joshua Pereira, we know that's flyweight. You know, he's done a lot of Kendall Young, pretty sure that would be a flyweight. You know what I'm saying? He's done a lot of flyweight fights. Flyweight. He's done one bantamweight MMA fight as a pro. Just one. Had a lot of fights as an amateur, but one bantamweight fight as a pro. Mostly flyweight, so he's going to be smaller. He's 26, 5'6". Like I say, he's going to be smaller than Presley. Presley's a bigger dude, the older dude as well. 29 years old. Taller, older, bigger, stronger. I'm leaning Presley. I think Presley's going to win this fight. He's hungry to bounce back because he was on a good little roll there. And then, of course, he had the illegal knee to a grounded opponent. He had that moment, which kind of, I don't want to say derailed because it's not like he got beat up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, this dude was riding high and he just got smoked. He didn't. He lost by an illegal knee to a grounded opponent. So it's not bad. It's not bad. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to bounce back, get that momentum going again, and I think he's going to. I think he's going to beat Gage Mitchell in the main event. I do. I'm going to pick Robert Presley to win the main event of AFP 8 tomorrow night in Wilmington, Ohio. And that's it, man. Those are my picks. Some of these I had an idea of who I thought was going to win. Some of them I just picked them right here in front of you. Wow. I love doing these. These are so fun to do. Like, they make me nervous because, like, these guys are going to, like, see me in person and be like, you suck, dude. You picked me to lose. But it is what it is. It's for fun. So, that being said, we're about, what? Almost 40 minutes in. If you sat through the whole thing, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to see you guys at AFP 8 tomorrow night in Wilmington. It's going to be a fun card. I told you. I just broke it down. Let me know who you guys think are going to win these fights. AFP actually does let you bet on the professional fights as well. So I am not saying to use my picks on your bets. I am not saying that. You can look at my track record though, but I'm not saying that. Bet at your own risk. Bet with your own knowledge. Anyway, that being said, I will see you guys at AFP 8 tomorrow night. Very, very excited for that. What's next coming from me? Recap and reactions for UFC Fight Night Shanghai will be coming. That's tomorrow morning. That happens. If you haven't seen our predictions video, go check that out. It was the last video I posted, so that'll be coming out. Recap and reactions to that. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. We're almost at 200 subscribers. I'd love to hit 200. That would be awesome. I'd appreciate it. If you guys want to follow my socials, Showtime.tv04 here on YouTube is the same thing on TikTok and Instagram for some short form content. It'll be linked in the description below. Same with my personal Instagram, I_am_Connor Smith. That'll also be linked in the description. So if you guys want to follow that, I'd appreciate it as well. I think that's it, man. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Those are my predictions. I hope you guys enjoy AFP tomorrow night. I will be there on commentary. Once again, AFP, thank you for having me. I love doing these videos, man, just off the dome, no editing, just talking to the camera, letting you know how I think, what I feel. It's fun. I hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys enjoy listening to me ramble. And as always, the show goes on.